Hello, I'm Dave Diaso, and my wife and I, Dawn and I, work on the San Diego-Tijuana border, the Baja and Beyond. And one of the things that we want to highlight is something that the Lord put on our heart to do to honor my parents who both moved to heaven in 2020. So this year in July, we built a church and we just had a great time building that church, celebrating together, in a sense, my parents' life. And then on July 18th, we had the inaugural service. Pastor Esteban and Cynthia are leading the church. And now that the church has begun, they're doing outreach. And one of the things that they've found to be effective is to do children's activities, children's outreach. So they have games, soccer, different fun events, and then teaching them the Bible. And as they've done that, they've seen more children get involved and families also get involved. One of the things that Esteban and Cynthia noticed is that children were poorly clothed. Like they would come and their shoes they had wire wrapped around their shoes, holding them together. And so this just bothered Esteban and Cynthia, and they felt that they needed to do something. So one of the things they did is they went and found someone that would donate some shoes for these children, and they were able to give them the shoes. And Cynthia owns and sells used clothing. So she donated from her own income the clothes that she normally would sell, which is a great sacrifice because they're bivocational church planners, they're not wealthy, but she just really felt compelled by the love of Christ to help these families out. So we see the light shining in the darkness. We see families coming and getting involved in the life of the church. But as the light invades the darkness, we know that the darkness doesn't always like that, or doesn't like it at all. And so it just highlights for us the need to pray. We know that we're in a spiritual battle, and that's an important part that you play, is praying for protection for Esteban, for Cynthia, for the people there, even for Dawn and me. But we're excited, despite the opposition, by what God is doing and how the gospel is making inroads into that community and others like it that we're working in. Another thing that we're very excited about is the Beyond. It has to do with the Beyond part of our ministry, which is in Cuba. And Cuba, if you've been following the news at all, has gone through tremendous turmoil over this last year because of all the COVID restrictions, because the prices continue to skyrocket up to 500% inflation, people standing in lines all day long for food, for just basic things, rice and beans and chicken and soap. It's just been heart-wrenching to see that. Dawn and I have been committed this year to give at least an average of $1,500 a month to help the pastors and the families in the church, which has been a tremendous help to them because most of them are earning an average of $25 a month, if you can imagine. And here the prices are going up, so they can hardly buy anything on their income. But spiritually, we see God moving. Despite the restrictions, a lot of the churches have not been able to meet face to face for up to 2 years. Just recently, they've started meeting again. But the gospel's going forth. People are coming to Christ. Our friends are sharing. They're going out and sharing their faith. One church in particular that we'd like to highlight, of Pastor Luis and Mai, they said that they've seen more than 7,000 people come to Christ this last year, if you can imagine that. And out of that, they've organized 66 churches in the city. 66 churches, and they're equipping people, they're training people, they're discipling them, and these new people are just so excited. They're so filled with the joy of the gospel, the joy that God is putting in their hearts, that they're wanting to tell their family and their friends, and so it's just multiplying. And so we're so thankful to see how God is working in such a powerful way in Cuba, despite all the difficulties that they're going through. And we want to thank you. Don and I want to thank you for being a part of what we're doing, for partnering with us, for praying for us. And we just want to say thank you. God bless you.